A Brockton native may be the next NBA superstar.
Considered the #1 ranked player in the 2025 draft class, AJ Dybantsa is chasing his dream.
AJ Dybantsa is about to be the most argued about name in college hoops. Clip it, save it, scream about it in the comments later.
He is a phenom on the basketball court.
Yeah, but this Brockton superstar isn't letting up.
He just finished his senior year as the consensus #1 player in the country. He's built like a modern wing prototype at 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, and his film looks like it was edited by a very biased cinematographer. The length says forward, the skill says guard, the swagger says double me and you'll make the highlight reel anyway. Pull-ups from deep, clean. Stop on a dime mid-range, smooth. Long stride rim attacks with soft touch, routine. The question isn't, is he good? It's, is he different? And more specifically, can he walk into BYU?
Brockton's AJ Dybantsa will play his college basketball at Brigham Young University in Utah.
And drag a program into the national title conversation on day one. Or is there a twist no one sees coming? Let's start where the engine started humming. Brockton, Massachusetts. New England hoops kids grind in empty gyms with cold air sneaking under the doors. They don't get many shortcuts. Even as a young teen, Dybantsa's shot creation was ahead of schedule. Not just the scoring, his sense of timing, which counter to use, which angle to attack, which pass would slice the hell. People in the region felt a familiar ache watching him. The memory of Terrence Clark, Boston's bright comet who passed in 2021. AJ has spoken about Clark's influence, the way a city's dream can live in the next kid's chest. It's not a comparison you throw around lightly. It's a responsibility. You see that in the way AJ carries himself. Cool surface, furnace underneath. Then came the prep circuit. Prolific prep first. That's not summer camp. It's steel on steel. Every practice a draft combined. Even among elite teammates and opponents, AJ stood out because he didn't force look-at-me shots to prove he belonged. He just beat whoever stood in front of him. The tools weren't theoretical. They worked against 5 stars too. For senior year, he transferred to Utah Prep, and that's where #1 in the class became less debate, more default. Tough national schedule, he ate it. Event after event, the same story. Deep threes when the defense ducked under, patient mid-range when they chased over, get to the rim when they zigzagged late. Coaches hate players who can hurt you 3 ways because the scouting report starts to look like a ransom note. It wasn't siloed dominance either. On the Nike EYBL, where everyone is somebody, Dybantsa still looked like the best somebody. With Team USA, the boys traveled internationally. Length closing passing lanes, pace control in transition, decision-making under pressure. That's what separates hype from reality. The same player shows up in every gym. He didn't just dominate high schoolers. He looked advanced against the world's best teenagers. Scouts talk about translatable skills, and AJ's tape checked those boxes early. Mechanics that repeat, reads that scale up, tools that don't vanish against better athletes. By spring, the rankings said it out loud. Some outlets tried to make it interesting for clicks. Most didn't bother. He was the guy. And with that status came every blue blood phone call you can imagine. Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, pick a historic area. They were ready to hang his jersey. Then he crossed everyone up and committed to BYU. That decision didn't just surprise the recruiting world, it broke a pattern. The top recruit going to Provo felt like someone shuffled the sports map. Why? Because BYU made a pro bet. They hired Kevin Young out of the NBA, fresh off years with Phoenix, and then they built an NBA-style staff around him. Strength, nutrition, player development, analytics, nearly every department came with league DNA. If you're a one-and-done caliber wing who speaks fluent next step, that pitch hits different. You're not selling campus vibes, you're selling growth curves. And then there's the money. Whether the number you've seen is exact or guesstimate, the point is the same. Nil changed the game, and AJ is walking in compensated like a young pro. That isn't dirty, it's honest. It also flips the pressure switch to on. When fans see dollar signs, they stop seeing freshmen and start seeing investment. Fair? Maybe not. Real? Definitely. So now the stakes are beautifully messy. Dybantsa isn't just the top recruit. He's the top recruit choosing the road less traveled. tying his story to a first-year college head coach with NBA credentials and stepping into a program that has never hosted this level of attention. BYU shifts from dangerous team in March if the threes fall to national talking point in November. One player did that. One player has to carry that. What makes AJ different on the court? Start with the frame and movement. Plenty of prospects are tall. Fewer move like guards. Dybantsa is one of those. His hips aren't tight. His gather's quick. He doesn't need 6 dribbles to create 2 feet of space. The first counter usually works. The second looks effortless. Shooting profile? High release, soft touch, confident volume. He doesn't hunt heat checks. He manufactures them. That mid-range piece is real too. Stride stop, rise, balance, follow through that looks copy-pasted on every clip. Around the rim, he mixes power and finesse. Euro steps, inside hand finishes, hang time adjustments that make shot blockers think they had it and then, nope. Add detail here. His jumper projects cleanly to the college line and beyond. The lift is natural, the base is balanced, and the mechanics are repeatable. Scouts often measure shooting projection by free throw percentage and confidence and volume, 2 categories where AJ already grades out above his peers. Analysts estimate he could shoot mid-30s from 3 as a freshman with room to grow into high 30s in the NBA, which would put him in elite company for wings with his size. Underrated part of the package, the passing. Dominant high school scorers often bulldoze reads. AJ shows patience. Beat the first man, read the low man, slice to the opposite corner, pocket pass if the big tag's high. Utah prep film is filled with hockey assist moments. Swing buckets, his gravity starts. That matters at BYU where spacing will bend to him. Defenses won't just double to bother him, they'll double to test his ego. If he keeps cashing out the right reads, the box score gets fat without the shots getting forced. Defensively, the tools pop. The wingspan erases angles, the feet slide. He can take a guard for a possession and not get turned. He can bump a wing off its line and still contest at release. The help instincts are there. Dig and recover, stunts that buy teammates time, backside rotations to charge circle. With his frame, solid defender is the floor. Scheme warper is on the table. Comparisons always follow him. The most common one is Kevin Durant, not because he's guaranteed to be KD. Nobody is. But because the blueprint echoes. A long, fluid wing who scores 3 ways, punishes mismatches, and makes a college program feel bigger than it was yesterday. Durant turned Texas into an event. AJ has a chance to do that at BYU. There's some Tracy McGrady in there too. Not the resume, the feel, the glide. The way a 27-point night can look casual because he never seems rushed. Durant is inevitability. T-Mac was artistry. Dybantsa flashes both moods depending on the possession. History offers reminders here. Zion turned Duke into a nightly must-watch. Wembanyama turned the Spurs into global TV. Cade Cunningham turned Oklahoma State into a lottery destination. AJ's BYU move could be next in that lineage. Programs that suddenly feel oversized because one player warps the spotlight. Can BYU actually make a run with him? Offense first. Expect NBA spacing concepts, empty corner pick and rolls to isolate AJ's drives, ghost screens to force switches, Spain actions to punish teams that trap, horn sets that let him pick which mismatch he wants. BYU will live in early offense. Let the kid make decisions against a scrambled floor. If the shooting around him holds, you know they'll recruit and portal shop for it. The paint becomes a buffet. Defense wins months, not just nights. That's where the staff's NBA habits help. BYU can toggle coverages without confusion if they drill it. Switch peel versus 5-out teams. Drop with late nail help versus paint touch offenses. Occasional 2-3 or 1-3-1 to cool hot guards and hide foul trouble. AJ's length on the top line of a zone? Good luck driving through that. His chase down instincts as the weak side low man? Good luck finishing over that. Pressure check. He's not just carrying school expectations. He's walking into a bigger narrative. The global game is here and thriving. Jokic, Giannis, Wembanyama, Luka, SGA, MVP conversations haven't belonged solely to the U.S. in a while. Team USA still wins golds, but the margins are thinner, and the league's best are increasingly international. That reality creates a weird weight for American prodigies. You're not just a future lottery pick, you're a potential answer. No, that's not fair to put on an 18-year-old. Yes, the discourse will do it anyway. If you're making a list of wings who could help write the next decade of the national team, you're scribbling names like Anthony Edwards, Jayson Tatum, Cooper Flagg, and you're penciling in AJ Dybantsa if the trajectory holds. Penciling, not tattooing, but still. Floor, median. Ceiling, no sugarcoating. Floor, high minutes freshman who drives winning with two-way activity, puts up 15-17 a night on decent efficiency, defends the best wing most nights, and plays himself into the top 3 of the draft. Median, first-team All-American conversation. 20-plus per game with playmaking, carries BYU to a projected NCAA seed, has a few 30 balls that break the internet, locks in defensively by March. Ceiling? You already know. Conference title, deep March run. The kind of season that turns "is he the best prospect" into "how fast can we get him into an NBA system?" What could trip him up? Shot volatility is the obvious swing skill. If the 3 is average, he's still a handful. If it jumps to 37 to 40% on real volume, good night. Strength will matter in January when teams load 2 on him and swipe the ball. The handle has to stay clean through contact. Decision-making when tired. End of halves, end of games. That's where prospects show their age. And ego management in double teams is real. Take the right passes. Trust teammates. Play chess, not hero ball. He's shown that patience already. Maintaining it when the building expects a poster every trip is the trick. The BYU fit amplifies both the opportunity and the microscope. Provo isn't lacking passion. The arena is loud, the community is locked in, and the distractions are lighter than in most hoops-mad towns. That's ideal for a one-year mission. Live in the gym, soak in NBA structure, let the game get sharper by the week. And it's not like he's walking into a vacuum. There will be veterans, shooters, and bigs whose careers get easier just by sharing the floor with him. Watch the secondary guys have career years. Gravity is contagious. The scary truth isn't that he's the next Kevin Durant. That tag has crushed more kids than it's crowned. The scary truth is he might be the first AJ Dybantsa, a blend we don't quite have a template for yet. If the shot stabilizes, if the body adds good weight, if the reads stay ahead of the defense, then BYU won't just be relevant, they'll be must-watch. And a year from now, we'll be arguing about lottery fit instead of whether he belongs. So let's ask the fun questions now and circle back in March. Can a freshman wing drag a non-blue blood into the Final Four conversation? Can an 18-year-old live under the pressure of a monster NIL, a pro staff, and nightly KD comps without blinking? Can a kid from Brockton carrying a city's memory teach the sport a new route to stardom?